Hi everyone, Henry here again, reporting from the French Alps, the northern French Alps, in the department of Savoie. Here, there's tons and tons of snow, and just to give you an update of some of the more interesting evolutions in the last couple days. Basically, what we're looking at is a danger rating of 5 in all of Haute-Savoie. Donc that's basically the Chamonix area around through Port de Soleil and all of that. For those of you not familiar with the area, we're also looking at a danger rating of 5 in the Haute-Tarentaise part of Savoie, and also a danger rating of 5 all the way through places in Switzerland like Zermatt, of course Champéry, Zermatt, all the way up to Engelberg, and then off east of Engelberg as well. And the point I wanted to make here is that we have the danger rating of 5. The main thing, advice that I can give is to follow the closures of roads and things like that the local town authorities, the local authorities are putting into place for your protection. And the reason I mention that is because basically there's just tons and tons of people you'll see walking around on the closed roads. And just to put things in perspective, if you're walking around on a closed road or you're not applying basic risk reduction measures for avalanches, you're taking a risk that's higher than base jumping. The big difference is that when you talk about avalanches, nothing happens most of the time. Nothing happens most of the time in avalanches, and that's the biggest thing that all of us are confronted with in terms of avalanche awareness. Professionals just like myself, to those of you who are enjoying skiing and climbing, etc., in areas where avalanches can be a problem. If you're applying risk reduction measures, it can be surprisingly safe, like no more dangerous than driving for a few hours a day where you live. The problem is that since most of the time nothing happens, then we tend to discount or really underestimate the danger, and that's why you see lots of people walking along on the roads, closed roads, and skiing down closed runs, and not really applying these risk reduction measures. And so the difference is with base jumping, for example, when you're up there and you see a huge void in front of you, massive cliff for hundreds and hundreds of meters, you get the fear. And when you look around me behind me here, there's, it doesn't look that dangerous, and it looks kind of nice and cozy, snow and everything. So for all of us, my tip of the day is for all of us in these places where there's danger rating of 5, which is the extreme, the highest level of avalanche danger, just obey the local authorities. They're working really hard to keep you safe, and that's my biggest piece of tip for the day. And I will add on to that. A lot of you are in areas where there's danger ratings of 4. The ski areas are going to open up and things, and I think most of these places where there's a danger rating of 4, it's bordering on a 5. Just enjoy the low-hanging fruit. Have fun out there, and don't go on to slopes that are steeper than 30 degrees. 30 degrees is that threshold where avalanche slab can release anything that could be of any consequence to you anyway. And what does that mean? It's about the steepness of a steep part of a red run in Europe to black run steepness. And unless you really know what you're doing, then stick to the 30-degree slopes or more. Steepest part of a black run, steepest part of a red run to black run steepness. The other thing I'll just add on to, just for the basic conditions right now. Basic conditions right now are a little bit different than the last snowstorm we had, where it started out with rain and really heavy snow and ended up with colder snow. That ended up on Friday, and so we had the colder snow on top of the heavier snow that came down during the storm. Now it's a bit the opposite. We've had sort of relatively lower temperatures, still only not that far below freezing, so -4, -5 at 2,000 meters. But now it's going to rise and up to about freezing, and even rain up to about 2,000 meters, and that's true of most of the areas in the northern French Alps, where there's a danger rating of 4 or 5, and all the way through Switzerland, where there's a very high danger rating. So that's going to create a lot of natural avalanches and a lot of big avalanches as well, a little different than the last storm. So that's that, and looks like things are going to clear up tomorrow. So it's my advice for once the ski areas and slopes become visible and that great snow looks like it's accessible, stick to the slopes of 30 degrees and less. And it looks like we're going to have a nice few fairly clear days through Thursday, and then a bit of snow again on Friday. Have fun. Be safe out there. Listen to what the local authorities are telling you, and just follow the closures where you are, and don't take any unnecessary risks.